Here's my analysis of the Baylor at number 12 Texas women's basketball game. I thought Baylor had a chance going into the game, which I did explain what Texas really is. And they did it. They pulled it off. First of all, the final score was 63-54. Yes, Texas had a quick 7-2 lead, but after that it was just one possession for a little bit. But once it was tied at 28 all and Baylor took the lead, they never gave it back. I mean, sure, it tied a few times, but Baylor never trailed after that. I mean, Baylor had scored them all game long. I mean, 20-18 in the first quarter, 17-14 in the second quarter. It was tied at 13 all in the third quarter and 13 points to 9. But here's the stat for you. Texas did not shoot the ball well. 35.6% from the field, 21 for 59 overall. 3 for 11 on threes, 27.3%. Yes, they were missing Sonya Morris, but I knew going in that game that she could be not playing. And they only really have two other shooters above 30% from 3. That's all they are. I mean, Texas shot 9 for 13 on free throws, 69.2%. Not that great. Yes, they have 41 rebounds, 18 of those offensive. They had like 18 second chance points, but you know, twos don't hurt as much as threes. In some ways, they only had 11 assists. They only had 2 steals. They had 7 blocks. Yes, that's a height advantage. And it's 11 fouls and only 15 points off the bench. And Texas only had 3 double-digit scores that only combined for 37 points. I mean, and there was only that's 6 players that scored overall for them. Baylor, on the other hand, had 25 points off the bench. They shot 43.5% from the field, 27 for 62 overall. 5 for 13 on threes, 38.5%. They made 4 out of 6 free throws. I know that's not a lot of attempts, but that's still good. It's just, of course, granted, you want to have better. But that's just besides the point. They had 35 rebounds, 13 of those offensive, 15 assists, 7 steals, 3 blocks, 12 turnovers, which is pretty good against that Texas team, and 17 fouls. Now over individual numbers. I know Kaylin Bickle did not have a great game at all with 5 points on 2 for 7 shooting, 1 for 2 on threes though. 1 rebound, 3 assists, but she had 4 fouls. Belle Fauntleroy struggled with foul trouble too. Only had 3 points on 1 for 4 shooting, 0 for 1 on threes, 1 for 2 on free throws, 2 rebounds, 1 turnover, 4 fouls. Sarah Andrews, had 17 points on 8 for 16 shooting, 1 for 4 on threes, which that only 3 she made, she called game. And that was the ice, that was the last dagger. Because at that point, Baylor was running the clock down and they made a 3. With time, as time expired on the shot clock. 7 rebounds, 1 of those offensive, 1 assist, 2 steals, 2 turnovers, 1 foul. Jane Owens didn't score that much. I mean, 3 points on 1 for 5 shooting, which was a 3 out of 2 attempts. But she had 7 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 3 turnovers, though. I wish I was down a little bit. And 1 foul. Jamie Asbury had 10 points on 3 for 8 shooting, 2 for 4 on threes, 2 for 2 on free throws, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 steals, 2 blocks. 3 assists, 2 steals, 1 turnover, 2 fouls. Kyle Abraham got a career matched it at least with 6 points on 3 for 3 shooting, 0 for 1 on free throws. Of course, you gotta make your free throws count, but that's not the point. 2 rebounds, 1 of those offensive, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block, 1 turnover, 2 fouls. Erica Porter played in the game after Kyla committed a silly foul. She was 0 for 1 from the field, 1 rebound, 1 turnover. That's all, and besides the 1 foul. But Darion Little Page Bugs, she's going to be a star for us for the next 3 years. She's already got more double-doubles this season in her freshman year compared to Brittany Griner's first year at Baylor. That explains how good she really is. 19 points on 9 for 18 from the field, 1 for 1 on free throws, 13 rebounds, 6 of those offensive, 1 steal, 1 block, 2 turnovers, 2 fouls. This is a massive win for us, for Baylor here. First of all, they need a quality win on the road. And even with the win last night, they only moved up to an 8th spot. It's probably because of the loss to West Virginia at their place, and they're an NIT team, WNIT team right now. Same thing goes for Kansas State. But we played a hard schedule, and with a team that's been dealing with injuries all year long, and no Dre Edwards because of that stupid Kentucky coach, which I don't want to go in the rant about that, but it's the truth. She denied a waiver despite being for empowering women and showing kindness to players. Now, Texas, the only game remaining is at Kansas State. They're a bubble team. They're on the outside looking in. Beware, Texas. Any team that's on the bubble is dangerous. I know Baylor's last game is against West Virginia at home. Now, West Virginia is still dangerous too. They are. First of all, they beat us, but it was at their place. Second of all, they're on the outside looking in for the NCAA tournament right now. So, in order to think about moving higher from 8th seed at this point, we have to beat West Virginia. We have to beat them at home. And let's just do it not only for the NCAA tournament resume, to help our chances moving up and get a little bit of help along the way too, but do it for Jamie Asbury, Caitlin Bickle, our 5th-year seniors who decided to come back for one more year. So that's a second reason to do it. And then a third, try to find a way to move up in the Big 12 standings if you can. Right now I'm going to go over the standings. Texas is 13-4. Oklahoma is 12-4. Oklahoma State 10-6. Iowa State 10-6. Baylor 10-7. West Virginia is currently 8-8. Kansas is 7-9. Texas Tech 5-11. Kansas State 5-11. TCU's 1-15, and their head coach is going to step down after this year. I kind of figured that her job was in bad shape after the last few years. Too bad of that 2019-2020 year when the season got shut down, because that was her best team, and they would have been in the NCAA tournament without a shadow of a doubt. And I feel bad for her. I really do. There is, like I said, a shot to move up. First of all, Iowa State has to go on the road to Kansas. They're one of the first 4 byes right now. They're reeling, so to speak. That's dangerous. That is dangerous. And they get to host a Texas Tech team that's not really on the first 4 out, not in the next 4 out, but probably the next. So that's 2 teams, dangerous teams for them. And of course, there's no way we're going to go up to number 2 in the Big 12. Let's be realistic. So technically, Iowa State could lose one of the next 2 games, while Oklahoma State has to go on the road to West Virginia. Like I said before, West Virginia is a bubble team. They are dangerous. And they get to host Oklahoma. So there's a possibility of 0-2. Despite losing to them twice, they could technically, if they lose twice, and we win our last game against Baylor wins the last game against West Virginia, there is a chance to move up. But does Iowa State lose one more time though? That's the problem. But even what I just said, if all that happens and Iowa State loses once and Oklahoma State loses twice, who would get that 3rd place spot in the Big 12 though? That's the issue because we both beat Texas. I mean, Iowa State and Baylor both beat Texas and Oklahoma this year. But Baylor didn't beat Oklahoma State. But Iowa State did. So, that's the biggest bugaboo right now. That is a bugaboo. And they beat West Virginia. We did. I mean, both times. I mean, actually, Iowa State lost to West Virginia once, but they beat them the other time. So, we need to split with West Virginia no matter what. It's just that maybe that game against Oklahoma State, either at home or on the road, where we basically had a hangover game, that could cost us in moving up to third. But regardless, let's just try to win against West Virginia so we get some positive momentum going into the Big 12 tournament here. And we'll have to wait and see what the standings are by then. Which I'm going to explain the standings once all the Big 12 games are done. Late Saturday. And what's really going to happen. But if we are like a 5 seed, I would not mind, and Iowa State's 4, I would not mind playing Iowa State again. I wouldn't. 1, it's another quality game. 2, we know we could beat Iowa State. We already, but I know they beat us too. I know it's on our home court. But we could have won that game against them. So, at home. Same thing goes for Oklahoma. So, if somehow we win the Big 12 tournament, we have to beat Iowa State if we do play them, or even Oklahoma State, no matter who we play game 1. Win that game right there. Win the following game against probably Texas or Oklahoma. It's a matter of what's going to really happen. I mean, that's the thing, because Texas, now and Oklahoma lost to Baylor. They also lost Iowa State once. But Texas lost to Texas Tech while Oklahoma didn't. I mean, that's just the craziest thing out there right now. So we're going to have to wait and see on this Big 12 standings. Because it's going to be kind of funky on whoever's going to be the one if they both end up the same record. Because both teams have split this year. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. But I would definitely say beat West Virginia, beat whoever you faced game 1. And then maybe you are a 7 seed. Maybe. That's the only thing. But then, of course, I would for sure say if you get to the Big 12 tournament championship game, you should be a 7 seed. Most of the other teams by that time, in terms of like the Power 5 teams, or even the Power 6, if you include the Big East, they're going to be done by the time the Big 12 tournament starts. So that's kind of an advantage for us here. We have more opportunities to prove what we need to do compared to those other teams. And hopefully there is some help along the way. So, anyways, if you like this content, hit like and subscribe, and see you guys later. 5 subscribers, we're on the road to it. Let's go.